Before Superman, before Batman, before the Avengers assembled, one superhero punched Adolf Hitler right in the jaw and changed America forever. But first, if you enjoy history stories that are profound, historic, and timeless, you've come to the right place. That's what we do here. Welcome to History. Twice a week, we drop new episodes. So if that sounds good to you, please be sure to like and subscribe. In early 1941, the United States was deeply conflicted, teetering on the brink of a war that raged oceans away. Isolationists passionately argued against involvement, while others believed America had a moral duty to intervene against fascism's relentless march across Europe. It was a nation caught in debate, uncertainty heavy in the air. The country was still reeling from the Great Depression, and many Americans feared that another war could plunge the economy into deeper turmoil. At the same time, Nazi Germany was sweeping through Europe, and reports of atrocities were beginning to leak out, further fueling tensions over America's role in the world. In the bustling offices of Timely Comics, nestled among New York City's towering skyscrapers, two young men decided they could no longer sit on the sidelines. Joe Simon, a gifted writer, and Jack Kirby, a dynamic young artist, both sons of Jewish immigrant families, felt a deep personal responsibility. The events unfolding overseas weren't just distant headlines, they represented an existential threat. As Jewish creators, Simon and Kirby were acutely aware of Hitler's policies and the growing persecution of their people. They saw the comic book industry as a way to inspire young readers, not just entertain them, and they believed stories had the power to shape public perception. Together, Simon and Kirby envisioned a new type of hero, one who could embody the very ideals of America at a time when the country itself seemed uncertain about what it stood for. They created Steve Rogers, a scrawny young patriot, transformed by an experimental serum into the ultimate symbol of freedom, Captain America. But more importantly, they gave him a heart. Rogers wasn't just strong, he was righteous. He was a man who stood up for what was right, not because he had to, but because it was the only choice his conscience would allow. But this hero wasn't just about superhuman strength and agility. Captain America was boldly political. In his first comic, published in March 1941, nearly 9 months before Pearl Harbor catapulted America into World War II, Captain America appeared on the cover, delivering a powerful punch directly to Adolf Hitler's jaw. The ruthless dictator leading Nazi Germany was threatening to destroy freedom around the world. This striking image wasn't subtle. It was a clear declaration of where Simon and Kirby stood on the war, risking significant controversy. The cover sent shockwaves through America. Timely Comics received letters praising the bravery of their stance, but also a lot of hate mail and even threats from pro-Nazi sympathizers. The threats became so severe that police protection was provided, and there were nights when Kirby himself would answer the phone to hear chilling, anonymous voices threatening violence. Yet Kirby and Simon stood firm. Their boldness paid off, resonating deeply with the American public, hungry for heroes and courage amid uncertainty. Captain America Comics flew off newsstands, quickly becoming one of the most popular publications in the country, outselling many mainstream magazines. The young readers of America weren't just buying comics, they were buying inspiration, courage, and clarity. All during these uncertain times. Soon other comic book publishers followed suit, creating patriotic heroes of their own, like The Shield and Miss America, but none would achieve the same lasting cultural impact as the Captain. Captain America didn't just entertain, he galvanized public opinion. At a time when Hollywood and much of popular culture hesitated to portray Hitler or Nazis directly, Captain America Comics took them head on. With iconic imagery, none more famous than the Cap punching Adolf Hitler squarely in the jaw on the cover of issue number 1, this comic hero embodied America's defiant spirit even before the country officially joined the fight. Throughout the war years, Captain America became a rallying cry. Comic books featuring his exploits were shipped to American troops overseas, raising morale and reminding soldiers what they were fighting for. His battles against fictional villains mirrored real-world fights for democracy and justice, shaping public attitudes and even influencing enlistment. Captain America's influence extended beyond the battlefield, finding its way into political cartoons and even war propaganda materials, solidifying his role as a true wartime symbol. Yet when the war ended, Captain America, like many real-world heroes returning home, found himself somewhat lost in a post-war world. Interest waned as the country moved into the Cold War era. The iconic hero disappeared from publication for a time, but never from America's collective memory. During this period, comics shifted away from wartime themes, leaning into crime, horror, and sci-fi, and superheroes in general fell out of favor. Then in the 1960s, as America wrestled with new global threats and internal divisions, Captain America was reborn, symbolizing unity in troubled times once again. Under Marvel Comics, the modern era brought the Captain back, revitalized, reintroduced by a now legendary comic book creator Stan Lee. Lee placed Captain America within the newly forming Marvel Universe, highlighting a character who was now more thoughtful, reflective, and morally complex, mirroring America's own soul-searching through the Vietnam War and beyond. The once unwavering soldier was now a man questioning authority, his government, and even his own role as a symbol of patriotism. The evolution made him one of the most compelling and enduring superheroes in history. Today, Captain America remains not just a comic book hero, but an enduring American icon. He has transcended entertainment to symbolize something deeper, the ongoing challenge and promise of American ideals. He's been a cultural barometer, reflecting our national aspirations, anxieties, and triumphs through decades of American history. His popularity surged to new heights with the rise of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, introducing him to a global audience and cementing his status as one of the most recognized and respected superheroes of all time. And as for those threats Simon and Kirby faced back in 1941, years later, Kirby looked back on the tense nights and unsettling calls and said with a sense of pride, they wanted to intimidate us, to silence us, but we kept going. And looking back, I guess you could say we showed them, didn't we? Captain America has become more than just a superhero. He's the representation of what's best about America, standing up for the little guy, confronting bullies, and always choosing courage over fear. Let's hope the future storytellers never have to reimagine him as anything less than the American hero and the representation of fundamental fairness and goodness he was created to be.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
New Heath Story episodes drop twice a week only on the Jim Heath channel. If you'd like to help keep Heath's story going, consider becoming a member. Click below to join.